Welcome. I know there's no background, but we're here. Uh, I'm alone, solo, but that's okay. I take all of your start sit questions this morning. It's kind of an experiment, uh, but it should be fun. I do a lot of start sit answers on Twitter, as you all know. A lot of them. My start sit thread. I have been benched by Twitter. Twitter said I was answering too many questions. Too many. There's already 300 in that thread. I think I've gotten to like 100 of them. But I want to come on here, see if there's a demand for this. I will say, there isn't. I'm not gonna force it. I don't feel a need to do the show. I'm fine answering the questions on Twitter, but I like coming on here. I like talking. And I feel like it's good content. So let's see. So I decided to do this show starting at 11:30 a.m. Eastern because that's when we start to get the inactive reports coming out. So I'm actually looking at them right now. Let's see. Anything interesting so far? Well, a couple of things dynasty related. I mean, Dernish Johnson is inactive for the Browns. Was he hurt? I don't know. I didn't hear about that. That's interesting. I mean, I have to look into that one, see why he's inactive. And then for the Jaguars, it looks like Snoop Connor won't play. But I assume those are healthy scratches, but I'm not 100% sure. The Dearness Johnson one's interesting. That could mean that Jerome Ford beat him out for the third spot there. So something to keep an eye on. I always say, and it's underrated, watch the inactives, both for start sit, that's important, but also for dynasty. This is a dynasty channel. So, keep an eye on that. It's a good way to, like, if Jalen Tolbert isn't playing today, that's important. I don't want to hear about a third round rookie being a week one scratch. That doesn't sound so good. All right, let's go through the questions. And then, I'll probably, I haven't decided if this is going to be 30 minutes, 45. But yeah. All right. Robert Woods or Breece Hall in a PPR. So I have gotten half PPR. So I've gotten more questions about Breece Hall than anyone else. Anyone else this week. Oh, man. I love Breece Hall. We know that I love Breece Hall. But the Jets are ridiculously trying to make Michael Carter the starter here. I don't understand why. I'm going to go with Breece Hall. I have Breece Hall at running back 27. Robert Woods, I have him at wide receiver 37. I am concerned that Tennessee just eviscerates the Giants. I don't know what the split's going to be between Woods and Burks. I do have him at 37. I'm going to go with Breece Hall. It is close. If it were PPR, it would be closer. I'll go with Hall. Hall versus Ayuk. Okay. Ayuk was, after Kittle was out, Ayuk moved up to around wide receiver 28 or so. But then this weather issue is a problem. So Ayuk has moved down for me, down to 33. So it is close. It's right. This is right on the line. If this is PPR, I think I'm going to still force Ayuk in there. It's barely. If it's half, I'll go with Hall. Very close. Carter or Burks, I don't want to play Carter. I don't want to play Carter against Baltimore. I'll take a chance on Hall. He's super talented. And I'll be fair, I don't want to play Burks either. But I actually have Burks higher than consensus this week. I have him at 45. I think consensus is in the 50s. So I will go with Burks here, oddly enough. Probably against almost any consensus that would give you Carter. But I'll go with Burks. Hall or Dotson, I'm not playing Dotson. I need to see something from Dotson. I don't know if Jahan Dotson is going to do anything. Yes, the matchup is great. We know he's playing Jacksonville. But, I just can't do it. I can't do it. I'd rather go a different direction than playing Jahan Dotson. So Breece Hall there for sure. Yeah, we're talking about it. I mean, I'd rather have Hall, but I've moved them closer to one another. When the week opened, I think I had Hall at like 22 and Carter at 40 something. Now I have Hall at 27 and Carter at 36. So they're a lot closer. But I do not want to play either one. I'd rather go a different direction. Especially in Dynasty, you could have better options. So from Carl's, and thank everyone for the questions. I do appreciate it. I know there's a lot of people watching, but for this show, I really need questions. I didn't, and I will say I'm not going to pull in questions from outside of the show to enhance the interaction or whatever. I'm not going to do that because I already have so many questions on Twitter. I'm not going to pull them. I don't just too much for me to do that. So, if you please like ask questions, like I'm here to answer them, and I want to help you guys. And on Twitter, if you ask me a question, you're honestly I get 300, so you're probably getting one word. If you ask the question on here, you're getting sentences, reasoning of why I would do that. So it's an opportunity to kind of get a little bit of a look behind the scenes into why I would pick someone on Twitter. If I'm answering 400 questions, I can't do that. I have to just give a word and move on. Otherwise, I'm not going to get to them all anyway. But otherwise, definitely wouldn't. So this one, Edmonds, Patterson, or Carter. I don't want to play Patterson. I saw Patterson was like in the top 30 for running back. Not for me. I have him at 34 against New Orleans. I don't know why people are so in on him. He's a pass for me. Just checking my sleeper to make sure there. I have the sleeper alerts on right here. Make sure there's no crazy news. You never know. Last year, I think it was a Zach Moss week 1 and out. Trey Sermon week 1 inactive was like that came out of nowhere. But I'll take Edmonds here easily. We talked about Carter. I have him at 36. Patterson at 34. Edmonds I have at 26. So 26. And I'll remind you that these rankings are available on my Patreon. I will give you the link. For $3 a month, you will get the rankings. $5 gets you the Discord and the rankings, and then everything else is comes at the higher tiers. But yeah, it's a good value. I would say for most people, I would recommend just the $3 or the $5 tiers. The higher tiers are really if you have a dynasty team and you want me to like go through every trade, go through that, then it's a great thing. But I think most people, the $3 and the $5 tiers, just they give you the rankings, they give you the $5 tier especially, it gives rankings, Discord, gives you everything you need. And I wouldn't push it on the higher tiers unless you really want one-on-one time with me, which I think is fun. I love doing it, but I find that the $5 tier is the most popular by far. BJ says last flex spot, Hines, Burks, Landry, Alberto, or Everett. So I didn't get a format on this one, but I think I'm going to go with Burks. I'm going to take my chances. Landry, I just don't know. Landry and Olave are kind of, I really would rather wait and see. I'll play Michael Thomas. He's going to play, but I don't really want to play Landry or Olave. Olave was listed so low on the depth chart. Usually I don't want to flex tight ends. I'll go with Burks here and just take my chances. Why not take my chances? We do have a super chat. I am alone. Oh, super sticker. Thank you, Ed, for that $1.99 super sticker. I don't know how to bring that up. Oh, there we go. I am alone, so it's difficult for me to track everything. And I do plan to do this show alone. The show's so short, I would never get through it if I weren't by myself. Okay, let's move on and ask as many questions as you want. I'm going through the questions in order, so I'll try to get to everybody. But if I don't get, I think I will. All right, I'll do rapid fire at the end. Half PPR at flex, Rashad Penny or Christian Kirk. Very close. Again, we have not talked about Rashad Penny. Against Denver, Kenneth Walker's not going to play. This is Monday night. Kenneth Walker is not going to play in that game. So Rashad Penny is going to get everything, but it's against Denver. The game script is going to be vile. I have him at 24. So it is what it is. Christian Kirk, I like him. I mean, the matchup against Washington is great. I have him at wide receiver 30. If this were PPR, it would be like right on the line. In half, I'm going to go with Rashad Penny and take the guaranteed touches of a running back. I think his touches this week are guaranteed. I think Rashad Penny is a lock for 15 carries. I mean, who else is getting carries? Nobody. So I definitely play Penny here. Even in PPR, I think I would go that way, but it would be very close. In half PPR, it's not that close. Okay, happy week 1 from Jesse. Thank you. There's only 33 people in the live chat. This is good. This is a lot better than I thought. I thought it would be around 15 or 20. So 30, 33, 34. That's excellent. So I just appreciate everyone who's tuning in. If you're here on either my channel or the DLF channel, I notice it's a split between the two right now. Subscribe to whatever channel you're on. If you want, go subscribe to the other one. I appreciate everyone who subscribes to my channel. I think people should subscribe to the DLF channel. Addison does really, really great work. My co-host on Ask DLF along with Cal. Addison works really, really hard. The YouTube is like his baby. So you're here on the DLF channel. Give the video a like, leave a comment in the chat, or later, just leave a comment saying if you enjoyed it. I know Start Sit becomes dead content as of 1 p.m. Eastern, but leave a comment saying you enjoyed it. And make sure to check out the other stuff on the channel. There's so many different things. A lot from Addison, but also other people. There's other streams and all that. So just appreciate that. From Jesse, ETN or Dylan? Okay, so for me, this is easily ETN. I have ETN. Haven't talked about him yet. Have him at running back 16. The matchup against Washington is excellent. Playing him with full confidence. James Robinson, we saw from Cam Akers. I'll believe James Robinson is ready when I see it. I think it's going to take a while. So I'll go with ETN. Dylan, I do have at running back 22. He's someone I'd like to play, but I do think he's going to have the primary running back role, and Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of receiving work. I do have Aaron Jones a lot higher. I have Dylan at 22. So ETN there. And then the next one, Waddle, Judy, or DK. These are all very similar for me. Waddle, I was a little worried about that injury, but he's off the injury report. I have him at wide receiver 19. Then we have Judy against Seattle. I love the matchup. I do worry they could get way ahead. And I have DK in the other side of that game at 23. I'm going to go with Waddle up here. Just going to go with Waddle. But I can understand the other players. And then the next one, Amon-Ra or Elijah Moore. I get it. Elijah Moore was better without Zach Wilson, but I'm still skeptical against Baltimore. Amon-Ra, I'd much rather play Amon-Ra. So I have Amon-Ra at wide receiver 22 and Elijah Moore at 31. So Amon-Ra easily. And then this last one, Julio, Sammy Watkins, or Wandale. I'm just going to throw Julio in there. I have him at 55. If Godwin sat out entirely, I would probably have Julio where I have Godwin now, which would be like 39. So, but either way, even if Godwin plays, I'll still go with Julio. Neither Godwin nor Gage are like really 100%. So go with Julio. Thoughts on the Chicago game in the rain? Does it affect who you play? Yeah, I moved Ayuk the most, I would say. Ayuk and Mooney. I moved Ayuk and Mooney down. Debo, you're going to play anyway. Mitchell, I think you have to play anyway. Lance, I think you're playing in most scenarios. Montgomery, probably forced into playing him. So Ayuk is probably the one who asked 2 days ago. I said Ayuk. There was a time after Kittle out, but before this weather, where I was recommending Ayuk a lot. Now, I've moved off of that. I've moved Ayuk down about 5 spots. So, like I said, I have him at wide receiver 33. And that does make him a start in most formats, but you can get away from him now. Before, when Kittle was out, I was all in. I had him, I think, at 28 or 27 or 28. But now he's at 33. Is Waller ready to go? Absolutely, yeah. He's paid. He's not on any injury report. Doesn't sound like there's any problem. So, yeah, I would play, let's see. Any bizarre injuries? Doesn't look like it. But I'll go through that inactives report in a second. See if there's anything dynasty related. I think is more likely. It doesn't look like there's anything that's going to affect start set. Waller's ready to go. Playing with full confidence. I have Waller at 4. Andrews 1, Kelsey 2, Pitts 3, Waller 4. Full confidence. I know it's a busy day for me. Don't overdo it. Yeah, honestly, like the reality is, if I don't get to every Twitter question, I don't get to every Twitter question. Like, my priority is always, the YouTube, Patreon. Those are always my priorities. So, Twitter, I try my best to get to as many people as I want, and it's a good way for me to like expand my audience. But, I'm human. All right. Pollard Chark. Go with Pollard. There's half PPR. Go with Pollard. I don't really want to play Chark. I asked on Twitter, Mike Davis or Burks? Oh my God, Mike Davis. So J.K. Dobbins is out. I really don't want to play Mike Davis. I'm so concerned that we just have no idea how much work Mike Davis is going to get. I really play Burks over him. I feel like I'd try Mike Davis here just in case. I don't know. I don't like my ranking of Mike Davis. Right now I have Mike Davis at 37. That seems way too low. But I'm just not sure how much work is Mike Davis going to get. Maybe I should move him up a couple of spots. Might move him up to, looking at it, maybe 33, I think, now that I'm looking at it. I'd rather take a chance on Davis over like Melvin Gordon. I don't have upside. Cordell Patterson, I don't really want to play. Tony Pollard in a terrible matchup. Michael Carter, terrible matchup, and who knows. So yeah, I think that change will make me go with Mike Davis. So that's another thing we're doing here. You're asking me the questions. I don't have to run through them like I do on Twitter. So, I'm having time to think about it, and I decided to go Davis. So yeah, I have Davis at 33, but I'd still rather play other guys. I'd rather play like Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Miles Sanders. I have just more confidence in them than Davis. Davis we know is bad. So I'll stick with him at 33, but answer him for this question. Yeah, Twitter thinks I'm a robot because I answer so many questions. I'm too good at it. They won't let it go. Happy New Year. Football New Year. Thank you. Yeah. Wow, I'm out of it. Brees Hall here. I answered this one earlier. ETN, Judy, or Bateman. I'm going to go with ETN. ETN has many, many more guaranteed touches than the other two. So ETN for me. Mims is a healthy scratch. Nobody cares. He's Denzel minimal for a reason. All right. I have the full injury report. So let's go through it. Okay. So J.K. Dobbins, out. Get him out of your lineup. We knew this an hour ago. Out. Get him out. So he's out. The Atlanta Falcons, Tyler Algier, inactive. Not good. If he couldn't beat out, he had all training camp. He had plenty of time. If he couldn't beat out Damian Williams for a spot at all, and I don't even know who they have active over him as the running back 3, not good. Let's see. The Panthers, Laviska Shenault, inactive. Not acceptable. Unacceptable. So they traded. He should be ready to be active. That trade was like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks. He should be ready. So that's not good. Velus Jones is inactive, but I'm pretty sure that's an injury. So not good that he's injured, but it's not a healthy scratch. Let's see. Anything else of note? Not really that I'm looking at. Oh, Pierre Strong is inactive. That's not great. You're somehow hanging on to him in a redraft. He can go. But Pierre Strong is inactive. That's not good. Jeremy Ruckert is inactive for the Jets. Early tight end, though, I wouldn't just give up on him. Tight ends take a while. And then the 49ers have George Kittle is out. We knew this. No Kittle. And then for the Commanders, Sam Howell, not active. I thought there was some possibility he could win that backup job soon, but it's not soon is not yet. Oh, no. Tyrion Davis-Price, healthy scratch. Not good. I expected him to be the game day backup. So that is really bad. Jordan Mason must add in all dynasty formats if assuming he's active and Davis-Price is not. Trey Sermon's inactive for the Eagles. So he has made no impact whatsoever. Oh boy. So much going on. All right. Anyway, we can play Davis, Drake, or Hill. It's only Davis, I believe. Romeo Dubs, no thank you. I'll pass on him. Yeah. Pass on Romeo Dubs today. I have him in the 60s. Let's see. Yeah, I have him at 67, so I don't want to play Romeo Dubs. What's up? Thanks, Hutch. You want to ask me something? I have no confidence in any rookies this week. I want to bench all of them if I can. You agree with me? Yeah. I mean, what rookie would you play? Hall, I could play. That's probably about it. I don't mind playing Drake London. I'm fine with playing Drake London. I mean, Drake London, George Pickens, Treylon Burks, they're all players I'm fine with. They're all wide receiver 4 range for me. But yeah, nobody that I'm forcing in. No. Fields or Goff. Even with the weather, I still play Fields with the rushing upside. Elijah Moore, Amon-Ra, Jerry Jeudy. We talked about all these players already. I have Amon-Ra the highest, Jeudy next, and then Elijah Moore last. Let's see. Next up. From James, full PPR. Who's my RB2? Hall, Dameon Pierce, Hunt. Yeah. So we haven't really talked about Dameon Pierce. I do not love the matchup this week against Indianapolis. I have him at 25, Hall at 27, and Hunt at 28. So I'll go with Pierce. Barely. Pollard or Chark answered this with Pollard. Chase Claypool or Julio Jones? I'll go with Chase Claypool. You're not going to know if Godwin is out for sure when you have to make this decision, because the Steelers play now soon in an hour, and the Buccaneers don't play until late game. I'll just play Chase Claypool. Yeah. Godwin or London. It is risky to wait for Godwin. I have Godwin higher, But if you don't have a pivot option, I understand needing to go with London. If you don't have a pivot option, that's a move you have to make because it would be dangerous to get in that situation. I have them very close. I have Godwin at 39 and London at 42, I believe. 42, yeah. Godwin 39, wide receiver 39, London at wide receiver 42. So I would go with Godwin, just straight up, but remember that he's a late game, so it's a risk. I'm fine playing London instead if you have to. Bateman or DJ Moore? It's easily DJ Moore for me. We haven't talked about DJ Moore much. I have DJ Moore at 14, and I have Bateman at 25. So DJ Moore easily. Sutton or Higgins? Easily Higgins. I have Higgins very high. T. Higgins is not someone I ever consider sitting. I have T. Higgins at 12. Cortland Sutton at 21. ETN or Montgomery? With the weather there, Montgomery is not really someone I want to play. I have him at 21 on the volume, but I have ETN higher at 16. I don't want to play Montgomery, so I'll go with ETN. Do you buy that Kenyon Drake will be the starter lead back with Dobbins out? No, I don't. I think it'll be Mike Davis. I do think Kenyon Drake's the better player, and I do think that Kenyon Drake, I think if Dobbins is out for an extended period of time, Kenyon Drake will eventually pass Mike Davis because I think Kenyon Drake is better. But Kenyon Drake just signed there. If I have to go this week and only this week, I'm going with Mike Davis. I know Mike Davis is going to have a role. Kenyon Drake could have no touches at all. So I would go with Mike Davis if I had to choose between the two. But I do have Kenyon Drake ranked. If you're desperate, I have Kenyon Drake at 42 and Mike Davis at 33. Also, Kenyon Drake is more of the pass catcher and Mike Davis is more of the grinder. And against the Jets, I'd rather have the grinder. We answered this already. Ask it once. Probably. Thoughts on Bateman season long? He's fine. I mean, I think he's going to be a low end 2, wide receiver 2. He's not someone I'm excited about. He has no ceiling, really. None at all to me. So ceiling's like wide receiver 10, I guess. That's probably too high. Not a fan. I guess I'm not a fan. I wish he were on a different team because I think he's good, but he's not great. So he's not going to overcome this situation. From Ryan, Gage, Zay Jones, or Cobb? I'm just going to go with Gage. I'm just going to go with Gage, especially with Godwin hurting. Flex, Burks, Pollard, or Stevenson? It'll be Stevenson for me. I like Stevenson a lot. Generally, I have him ahead of Harris. That's my thoughts there. I have Stevenson at 31, Harris at 38. I don't love the matchup against Miami, really. I mean, I'm not running in to start him. Having Strong inactive helps a little. I'm going to go with Stevenson here. I do think Stevenson's taking over that backfield. Mike Davis or Burks? I answered this already with Mike Davis in PPR. Jacoby Myers and Ty Montgomery are active. Yeah, I expected them to be. I didn't expect them to be inactive. Kittle owner from Matthew Mulligan here. Do I go Alberto, Evan Ingram, or drown in my own tears? Okay, so Alberto is against Seattle, and Evan Ingram is against Washington. I'm going to go with Alberto. I have Alberto at 11. I have confidence in Alberto with Greg Dulcich completely out for the next 4 weeks. And Tim Patrick, injured as well, has really raised my recent confidence in Alberto. So I have him at 11. Evan Ingram, I'd like to see it first, but I do have him at 15, so you can play him. Nick Lester here. PPR need 2. Tolbert, you can't. I don't even know if Tolbert's going to be active. I don't want to go anywhere near Jalen Tolbert. Mike Davis, Wandale Sky Moore, or Damian Harris. I'm going to go with Mike Davis. Half PPR flex. Juju, Penny, or Kirk. I will go with, this is very close. I'm going to go with Penny. I think we've had a question similar to this. Richard Davis says Dak or Trey Lance. With the weather there, I'm easily going to go Dak. It was Dak before. I have Dak at 10 and Lance at 11, but I don't feel like it's that close. I feel like Dak is kind of the end of a tier at 10, and Lance kind of starts the next group at 11 with the weather. I feel like they were in the same tier before. They're in different tiers now with the weather. Do I dare bench Mooney in the rain for someone like Tyler Boyd? Not for someone like Boyd. If you have a better option, I'm fine benching Mooney, but I still have Mooney at wide receiver 27, so he's a play in most scenarios. I think I had him at 22 at the highest. Connor, Fournette, standard, non-PPR. Non-PPR, I have them back-to-back. In non-PPR, I think I'm going to still stick with Fournette. I think Fournette actually has more touchdown upside, as weird as that is. Do you feel confident starting Michael Thomas? No, but I'm going to. I have Michael Thomas at 26. His matchup against Atlanta is just too good. 1 for week 1. Bateman, Gibson, Mitchell, Penny. I'm gonna go with Gibson. Yeah, I don't really like Gibson long term. This is against Jacksonville this week. I think this is the week he has a good game and you get him off your dynasty team immediately. But I'm gonna go with Gibson. Start 3, so sit 1. Judy, Thomas, Kirk, or Amon Ra. I'll send Kirk to the bench. Hezbollah, Alberto, or Komet with the weather bad in Chicago. Very close for me, but I'm still going to go with Komet. I feel like Komet has more guaranteed volume. Komet, I have at 9. Alberto at 11. So Komet. Fields in the rain or Tannehill. Oh, this is very close. I'm going to go with Tannehill. I had Tannehill higher before, so I'm going to go with Tannehill now. No, absolutely not. I have Kyle Pitts at tight end 3. He is not a sit. You must play him. You do not have a choice. Play him. Not a sit. Ryan, standard scoring flex spot. Hollywood, Kirk, Olave, or J-Rob. Oh, this is Hollywood easily. I have Hollywood in the top 20. I'm full confidence in Hollywood. All their other options are injured. I have Hollywood at 20, and honestly, I feel like that's too low. With Ertz hurting and, more out, I think Hollywood at 20 is too low. So with Hall and Carter, I'm going with Hall, and I'm going to go against the Jets depth chart. I just think that Hall is so much better. I would not start both unless you have to. Yo, what's up? What's up? Welcome. Thanks for thanks for the comment. Cooks, Waddle, Stevenson, Penny, pick 2. I'm going to go with Cooks and Waddle. Chase Edmonds or Tony Pollard. Chase Edmonds is the starter. Tony Pollard's backup. So Chase Edmonds it is. Start CJ Uzama or Cameron Brake. Can I please not? I don't have either of these guys even ranked. I ranked 24 tight ends, I believe, and 23. And these did not make the cut. I'll go with Cameron Brake. Brady or Lamar. Oh, it's got to be Lamar. I have Lamar quarterback 1 overall. So is Lamar. Lamar versus anyone's Lamar. Yes, PPR for this question does not change my answer of Cooks and Waddle. Tony, London, Edmonds, PPR flex. It's going to be Edmonds easily. Let's continue. So from Alejandro, Zay, Jones, McKissick or McKinnon. McKinnon's not on my radar. I didn't even rank him this week. Zay Jones, I do think in DFS potentially. Zay Jones is very sneaky. I'm not a DFS expert, but he's someone I have a good feeling about this week. Get some more questions in because I'm getting close to the bottom. I have a good feeling about Zay Jones, but in that same game, I'm going to go with J.D. McKissick. I have J.D. McKissick with Brian Robinson out at running back 39. So I'm going to take a chance on J.D. McKissick here. Claypool over Ayuk with the weather? No. I would like to wait and see on Pickens and Claypool. Now, if I have to pick one, I'm going against the consensus and going with Pickens, not Claypool. I have Pickens at 44 and Claypool at 47, but it's a hedge, as you can see. I don't think those two will be very close again. I think week 1 will make it obvious who the wide receiver 2 is. I think we're going to know. But I'd rather not start Claypool. I have him at 47, so it's going to be Ayuk. Juju or ETN? ETN easily. Guaranteed touches. AJ Green or Michael Carter? AJ Green, yes, I know there's a lot of injuries, but I think AJ Green is completely washed. I have AJ Green at 60, so you can play him if you're desperate. Michael Carter, though, running back 37, it's going to be Michael Carter. Edmonds or Elijah Moore in the flex? Ooh, very close in a PPR. Man. I mean, it's running back 26 versus wide receiver 31. I feel like I've been asked this throughout the week and have waffled on my answer. I'm going to go with Elijah Moore, but I feel like I keep going back and forth because in PPR, running back 26 and wide receiver 31 are very close in terms of outcome, but I'm going to go with Elijah Moore. London, Tony, or Duvernay. Duvernay's not even ranked for me. London and Tony are very close. Rashad, Kader, where's Rashad come from? Kadarius Tony is someone I'm like, I would like to wait and see. I have him at 40. London, I have at 42. I think if London were not hurt, I would have London higher, but since he is, I'm going to go with Tony. Montgomery or Penny. Both are just volume plays. I'm going to go with Montgomery, but I'm worried about Montgomery even at 21, but it's just hard to sit Montgomery. I'm going to go with Montgomery. Recovering Ridley Truther in a PPR 2 tight end premium league. Jacoby Myers or Austin Hooper with a 2 tight end premium. I'll go Austin Hooper. I like the matchup a lot against the Giants. I only have him at 16, but 2 tight end premium sends me that way. All right. 1 PPR pick 1. Godwin, Gage, Parker, or Dotson. All right, here's what I do. It's very simple. Go with Godwin. If Godwin sits, switch it to Gage, because without Godwin, Gage would be higher than the other two. So wait for Godwin. If he doesn't go with Gage. Very easy to answer that one. Yeah, I'm probably going to go till 12:15 or so. And then I'll jump off to cover everything else. Matt Ryan or Trevor Lawrence? I have Matt Ryan higher, I believe. Yeah, Matt Ryan I have at 16, Lawrence at 18. But Matt Ryan against Houston is hard to pass up. Non-PPR, Thielen, Elijah Moore, Godwin, or Amon-Ra. I am going to go with Amon-Ra. I have Amon-Ra the highest here. Is Burks flexible this week? Yeah, if you have to. I think I said I have him at 45. So yeah, if you have to, you can flex him. I'd rather not. Freiermuth or Kmet? I'm going to go with Kmet. I'll go with... there's the curse word. Oh, well. There's no one here to tell me not to, I suppose. I'll go with... damn it. Freiermuth, I guess. I haven't made a 9. Part of me wants to play Kmet. I think Kmet has more volume, but I'll go with Freiermuth because of the weather. Schultz or Freiermuth? That's easily Schultz. Tony or Burks, crushing these comments. Thank you. We talked about both of these players. I did say I would want to take they're both players I'd really like to wait. I really just don't know what is going to happen with Tony. Where's his role in this offense? Burks, I don't know what his role is. I have no clue. Burks could play 10% of snaps. I wouldn't be that surprised. I'm going to go with Tony, but barely. 40 versus 45 wide receivers. If I add Davis to that decision of Julio, Watkins, or Wandale, I'd play Davis over any of those receivers. 12. Okay. This is a dynasty trade. I'll answer it very quickly. Should I give Lance and Kamara for... yeah, I'll take the first there. From Michael, Devonta Smith or ETN? ETN easily, the guaranteed volume. Chark or Burks? I'm going to go with Burks. Take the upside. I believe that's again... I don't know. I'm higher on both of these guys in consensus, but I'm going to go with Burks. He has much more upside. Clyde or David Montgomery? I do not want to play Clyde. So I'll go with David Montgomery. I have Clyde. I don't trust Clyde. I know it says the situation says you should be good. I have Clyde at 29. Confidence in starting Michael Thomas. Again, I think I answered this. None really, but I'm going to. It's ugly, but Damian Williams or Travis Homer. With Tyler Algier inactive, Damian Williams, for sure. 100%. And if you're in a rebuild, you should be trying to lose. So maybe don't take my advice and play the worst one. James, Njoku this week or go to waivers for Fant or Hayden Hurst? It will be Njoku. I have Njoku. We have not talked about him. I'm at 17. I don't really want to play him. Fant, I have at 21. I need to see how the Seattle tight ends work out. I don't want to play him. Hayden Hurst, same thing. I don't know what role he's gonna have. If he's gonna block, if he's gonna get receptions, I have him at 23. I'm gonna go with Njoku. I agree with you. That's why I don't want to do it. I don't want to start Tony, but it's Burks could get 10% of snaps. Tony's going to play if he's healthy. I have Julio and Godwin. Should I play Pierce in my flex or wait? I will play Pierce in the flex. I'd rather have Pierce in the flex over any of this situation with Godwin and Julio. So just play Pierce. Guaranteed touches of Pierce. No one else is competing with him for touches. They named him the starter. Go with Pierce. Logan Thomas or Noah Fant? Oh, can I please play neither of these two? Logan Thomas is not healthy. I don't... He's healthy. I mean, he's going to play, but I really don't want to play him. Noah Fant could have just no role at all. I'll go Fant if I have to. But I don't want to play either of these. I mean, who could even be on waivers? Robert Tonyan maybe could be on waivers, or Gerald Everett. I'd rather play them over this situation. Really ugly options here. But if it's a dynasty league, you probably have no choice. I'll go with Fant if I have to. I don't know what this is referring to. Come on, from what? Hutch, what are you talking about? Come on, what did I do? It's ugly. Gainwell, Ty Montgomery, Westbrook Akina, or McBride. McBride is not an option. Even with Zach Ertz hurting, I cannot take my chances on McBride. I just have no idea how much he's going to be used. He hasn't done much all camp. McBride, I love long term. Oh, it happens. I'm a human. I curse. Human beings curse. I'm not a fantasy robot, It's no, I'm human. I mean, we all make mistakes. From Mark, it's ugly. Gainwell, Ty Montgomery, Westbrook Akina, or McBride. I'm gonna go with Gainwell. I do like the matchup against Detroit. I am worried Philly could get way ahead. I just think of these options. These are other ones are not options. So I'm going to go with Gainwell. From Richard, Brees Hall or London? I go with Hall. I'm going to go with Hall. I just, London, I'm worried with the injuries. It's not going to have a big role. So I'm going to go with Hall. Take my chances. Let's get some likes in here. He's helping. Oh, thank you. Given the reception to this show, we're definitely going to do this again next week. It's been a lot more active and a lot more people watching than I expected. So I appreciate everyone who's tuned in. Yeah, I'm doing my best. I have my rankings ready. I've done Start Sit for years, so I am prepared for this. And I do my best to try to help. And again, I think the best part about this is not the most efficient way for me to answer questions, but it gives you a little bit of a peek into my reasoning, more so than just the answer. Mark, I generally despise Start Sit shows, but this one is actually good. Thank you. Sorry that you've had some bad experiences with Start Sit shows. I will say the best was Mike Tagliere. He was the best. He was the best at doing these. He was the best. And I haven't really watched any Start Sit shows since then. I don't feel like anyone's really been able to take his place, either at Fantasy Pros or anywhere else. And, that's kind of the model that I'm, not that we're the same person or anything, but I try to, that's the quality that I strive for when I'm doing a show like this. So, he was definitely the person who, I inspired me to do this kind of show. So, I always, even though he's no longer with us, I always try to kind of remember, what he would do and that kind of thing. And, kind of thing that motivates me to just keep going and all that. But yeah, I do appreciate this. It's very kind. Brian, Tony or Cordero? Go with Tony. I don't really want to play Cordero. Running back 34 or whatever is just not that appealing. Take a chances on Tony. Full PPR. You never know. He could have a big game. For the Superflex quarterback 2, Wentz or Tannehill? I'm going to go with Tannehill. I have Tannehill at 19. I have Wentz at 22. Wentz is, you can play him in a pinch against Jacksonville, but I'll go with Tannehill against the Giants. Gesicki or Fant? I have to play Fant. I have him at 21, but I have Gesicki at 22. I'd really rather not. Curse all you want? No, I mean, I don't want it to be a curse fest. On my own channel, sometimes I have those. I'm not going to do that here on the DLF channel, but Shane is on this channel. Shane curses. Like it's going to happen. Not all of us are Addison or Cal who are like so like happy, hunky dory, like perfect. Perfect. They're very much like smooth. I'm like all over the place sometimes. But yeah, I can't be them, but all I can do is be me. Extras. Start 3. 1 is a flex. Saquon, Dalvin Cook, Swift, Melvin Gordon. Start 3, Ben 2. Oh, Saquon, Dalvin Cook, and Swift. I mean, these are 3 great starts and 2 horrible ones. Easy one. Elijah Moore, Robert Woods. I'm going to go with Elijah Moore on the upside of Elijah Moore over Robert Woods. Start 2, Godwin, Ayuk, Judy, Deontay, and Judy, especially now with the weather. So just avoid Godwin and Ayuk. Same question, different person, actually. 2 different people in a minute asked the same thing, except this one's non-PPR. It doesn't change my answer. Rip tags, we lost a great one. It's never been the same. The fantasy industry's never been the same without him. So you wouldn't think that one person it has such like a lion-sized impact on a whole industry, but he really did. And I still miss him. He's the first one of the first content creators I ever listened to. And I'm not sure I would have gotten into the content creating space without his content. From Ben, thank you. This is great. Love listening to your thought process on these decisions. Super helpful. I appreciate that. That's why I'm doing this show. It's, again, not the most efficient way for me to answer questions. Certainly not the way I'm going to get to the most questions. But I do think it's helpful. And I think it'll help you for, maybe there's a weekend where I need to take a break and you need to make these decisions yourself. Maybe listening to me will help you see the thought process and kind of be able to work through that on your own. Because that's always my goal. It's always, if you teach someone to fish, it's much easier than catching the fish for them. Cat Zero, Tony or Julio, Tony. Yes, absolutely. On tags. Yep. No, we're all on the same page, I think, about tags and missing him. Full PPR, Hall or Stevenson. I'm going to go with Hall. Barely. I have Stevenson 31, Hall at 27. I'm going to go with Hall. From Jared, Darnell Mooney, Elijah Moore, Damian Pierce, or Miles Sanders. Feel like it should be an easy pick, but the rain in Chicago got me worried about Mooney. I'm going to go with Mooney. I'm going to go with Mooney even with the rain, but it's close. They really are, yeah. They're like that off the show too. They're really like that. Like those are really the people that they are. As someone who knows them pretty well, they're really those people. And I'm really this person. This is not an act. You can ask my friends. They would say, this is a toned down version of me. I'm often more this in real life than I am on the show. On the show, I try to at least keep it somewhat professional. But yeah, no, we're all pretty much how we are. But yeah, no, this is really me. PBR Flex, Michael Thomas, ATN. And Matthew, I believe, signed up for my Patreon today. Pretty sure it's the same first and last name. I hope so. So yeah, I appreciate that. And I did, check out the rankings, and it will be ETN there. Just dropped LaVisca Shall Not. Oh, that is a good one. I'm stealing that. Thank you, Nick. LaVisca Shall Not. Should I grab Abdullah or Damian Williams? Damian Williams with Tyler Algier inactive. Damian Williams is the answer. B. Jammin, Juju or St. Brown, Amon-Ra easily. Juju, I want to wait a week and see how the whole KC situation plays out. We know Amon-Ra is their one. From Michael, great job. Love all the insight. Absolutely. And thank you. I appreciate that. Start 3, bench 2. Mike Williams, Pittman, Cooks, Judy, and Elijah Moore. Pretty easy for me. Start the first 3. Williams, Pittman, and Cooks. Thank you, Tyler. Enjoy your Sunday. Sunday! Yes! I'm going to enjoy football today. I'm going to actually watch some and enjoy it. I mean, if you can't tell, this is like my passion, like you can see how passionate I am about start sit. This is actually really probably the one thing I like the most. That's why I love in season so much, because I love start sit. I love it. Again, if I could only do one thing, it would probably be this. And that's why I work so hard on it on my Patreon, on Twitter, and on here. From Landon, 6-point passing touchdown. Trey in the rain or Carr versus the Chargers. I'm still going to go with Trey for the Trey Lance for the rushing upside. And then ETN or Judy, it'll be ETN. Carr or Cousins. Very close. We haven't talked about Cousins much. I have Carr or Carr. I have Carr at 13, Cousins at 14. I'm going to go with Carr for the shootout potential against the Chargers. Visca should not. Yes. Great one. And I'm going to make this the last one, and then I'll close out the show. Devonta or Amon-Ra? I'm going to go with Amon-Ra. Devonta, I want to see how it shakes out between Devonta and Goddard there for the second option behind A.J. Brown. I have Devonta Smith at 32, Amon-Ra at 22, so not particularly close for me. I'll take Amon-Ra. All right. I want to thank everyone for the great interaction on this show. We will be back every week, 11:30. I'll probably go to around 12 or 12:15, depending on the interaction. But by 12:15, I got to get off the show and finish up the rankings and all the other stuff. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe on whatever channel you're on. Try to go to the other one, my channel, the other one on DLF as well. And I will be back here on my channel, 2 p.m. Eastern, to do my recap with Ryan and Conan on DLF. I'll be back Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern to do Ask DLF with Cal and Addison. Carr, thank you. I appreciate that. Love it. Appreciate that. Love it. Thank you. I love it. I love all the great feedback. But yeah, thanks to everyone for watching. I'll see you at all that next week here. And I hope we all enjoy our Sunday. Peace.